Let's learn simple past continuous tense. The simple past continuous tense indicates an action that was going on in the past. It expresses actions which were going on for short or long periods of time in the past. The time of the actions may or may not be mentioned. A few examples of simple past continuous tense: she was jumping, we were jumping, I was jumping. Now let us look at the pattern of simple past continuous tense. In affirmative sentences, we use subject plus was or were plus the ing form of the verb and etc. Was and were will be used according to the subject. If the subject is singular, we use was. If the subject is plural or you, we use were. In a negative sentence, we use subject plus was or were plus not plus ing form of the verb plus etc. You know that etc. is the other information that we add after the subject and the verb. Yes, no questions will be was or were plus the subject plus the ing form of the verb plus etc. And then we add a question mark. WH question. We use the WH word. It could be how, where, what, when plus was or were plus the subject plus ing form of the verb etc. and we add a question mark after that. When the subject is singular, we use was plus ing form of the verb. Example, she was going to school, I was going to school. We can say Neha was going to school. When the subject is plural or you, we use were plus ing form of the verb. Example, they were going to school, you were going to school. Let's take an example. The subject is the girl and verb is play. So it is a singular subject. When the subject is singular, we will use was. Affirmative. Subject, the girl. Out of was and were, we use was because the subject is singular. Then the ing form of the verb, that is play, playing. The girl was playing tennis. Etc. is tennis, the additional information. The object here. Negative sentence, subject plus was or were plus not plus ing form of the verb plus etc. So subject is girl. So was and were, out of was and were, we choose was because subject is singular. The girl was not playing tennis. After not, we use the ing form of the verb, that is the main verb. Here was and were are acting as the helping verbs. Now the helping verb will be chosen according to the subject. We choose the helping verb according to the subject. Yes, no question. Was or were plus the subject plus the ing form of the verb and etc. and question mark. So out of was and were, we choose was. Subject, the girl. Ing form of the verb playing etc. is tennis. So was the girl playing tennis? Now the WH question. What? We have used the WH word what. Out of was and were, was. Subject is the girl and ing form of the verb playing. What was the girl playing? Let us take another example. Subject, the girls and verb play. You see the subject in this sentence is plural and so the helping verb we use is were. Affirmative sentence, subject plus was or were plus ing form of the verb and etc. So subject is the girls. So out of was and were we choose were. Ing form of the verb is playing etc. is tennis. Negative sentence, subject, the girls, was and were, we use were not ing form of the verb playing tennis. The girls were not playing tennis. Yes, no question. Was or were plus subject plus ing form of the verb etc. and a question mark. So since the subject is plural, we use the verb were. We use the helping verb were. Were plus subject, the girls, ing form of the verb, playing, etc. tennis. So were the girls playing tennis? WH sentence or WH question. WH word what? Was were out of was were subject the girls, ing form of the verb is playing. What were the girls playing? Now let us learn about a useful two-part sentence pattern. Read the following sentences carefully. When the guests arrived, we were playing cards. Dhoni was leading the team before Kohli became the captain. When the teacher entered the class, all the students were shouting. If you carefully look at all the three sentences, you will see that in every sentence, two actions have taken place. First sentence, when the guests arrived, one action, and the second action is, we were playing cards. These are the two actions. Now you will see that one of these actions is in the simple past tense and the other action is in past continuous tense. Let us understand it further. In this sentence pattern, when one action happened, another action was going on. For example, when the guests arrived, ये एक action हुआ, another action was going on. What was the action that was going on? We were playing cards. When the simple past action happened, the simple past continuous action was going on. Again, let's see this. When the guests arrived, simple past happened. We were playing cards. This was going on. The simple past continuous action was going on. Same way. Dhoni was leading the team. This is an action which was going on before Kohli became the captain. Kohli became the captain was an action that took place in the past. Note, connectives when or before connect a simple past and a past continuous action. So, these two actions are connected by when or before. The part beginning with when or before should be in the simple past. To understand it clearly so that we don't make mistakes, the part beginning with when or before should be in the simple past and the other part should be in the past continuous. The grammar of this pattern: when plus subject plus past form etc., comma, subject plus was or were plus ing form of the verb etc. Or we can use the other way around, subject plus was were plus ing form of the verb etc., comma, when plus subject plus past form etc. This means when or before whichever connective we use. Children, connectives help in connecting the two sentences. So we use when before the subject and the past form. The subject and the past form. That is the simple past tense form. Alright. After that we put a comma and subject plus was or were plus the ing form of the verb etc. That means the past continuous sentence. Or we can use it the other way around. So we first take the past continuous tense, the sentence of the past continuous tense, then we put a comma, then we use the connective when, and the simple past tense form of the sentence and the simple past tense form of the sentence. Now let us take an example. When the cock crowed, comma, I was sleeping. So this is the first kind of the sentence. When, connective, subject the cock, past form of the verb that is crowed, comma, subject I, out of was and were we are using was, sleeping, ing form of the verb. So we say when the cock crowed, comma, I was sleeping. Or we can take it the other way round. We will first take the continuous sentence and then we will use the when and the past sentence. So I was sleeping when the cock crowed. I was sleeping when the cock crowed. Again, when the cock crowed, comma, I was sleeping. Or we can also say I was sleeping, comma, when the cock crowed. So let us take another example. I was having dinner with my family when the doorbell rang. Now see, if we see this action on the timeline, we see that in the past one action was going on. What was that action? I was having dinner. And that time the doorbell rang. When the doorbell rang. Understood? Let's repeat again. When the simple past action happened. That means when the doorbell rang. The simple past continuous action was going on. The simple past continuous action was going on. And what was that action? That I was having dinner with my family. Let us take another example. It was raining when Priya left for work. So let us remember the two rules. The part beginning with when or before should be in the simple past tense. Here two actions are taking place. One action is it was raining and second action is Priya left for work. Now we will see that the connective when is before the action Priya left for work. So as the rule says, the part beginning with when or before should be in simple past tense. That means Priya left for work is going to be in simple past tense. And the other action, it was raining, the other part should be in the past continuous. So the other part, it was raining, is going to be in past continuous. Thank you, children, and have a nice day.